Take one. I'm hitting you from a different angle today. Hitting you from a different angle. Anthony Duke official page. Anthony Dewberry official page. Okay. I don't know why it's not playing, but okie doke. I've got some stuff here and should be in photos. Okay. December 6th. That's crazy. Okay, those are all the pictures I took to sell the car, but I'm not too crazy about selling the car now. But I was taking pictures on this one. Warming it up in here. That's why I'm getting a late start, because it was so cold I couldn't go out and make myself breakfast and do my routine. So it was real cold this morning. Unlike, the last 10 days, it hasn't been too cold in the morning. But this morning, yesterday morning, there was frost. Today, there was a lot of frost. So just out of nowhere, it just got really super cold. I guess that's because of the overcast. If there's no clouds, it's cold, because there's nothing to heat in. So let me close this door so that it'll get warm in here, so that I can turn off the heater. And so it was really cold out there this morning. Oh, let me put this on. There we go. I just put that on a long time ago. So let me get a little thing here. And yeah, so I'm starting late. But I guess everything is synchronicity. Huh. Oh, yeah. I might be taking off somewhere. My car's all juiced up because it charged all night. So I know that's going to add a good $4 to my utility bill. And I wanted to talk to you about this too, California. Especially the poor people. I think once the poor people get on board with these electric vehicles, then we can get the bozos to lower the cost for the utility bills here in California. Because, let me check my signal and let me turn this heater off. Let me turn this heater off. Anyway, the sun is heating it. Coming in right here and heating the wall. I tried to put my heat right there. It's like a 5,000 watt heater. That's what you call free energy. right? And people say there's no such thing as free energy. 25 years ago, they were swearing left and right that you could not run a car off water. About 25 years ago, people were saying, yeah, have you heard about the car that runs on water? And people were like, you're freaking stupid. You're a freaking idiot. Right? And there was this guy, Stanley Myers, and he made a car that ran on water. You could pour seawater in it, lake water, any kind of water. He was an engineer for NASA, and he was building it on his spare time. And so, yeah. So now you tell people there's free energy. And they're like, there can't be free energy. Right? And so now everybody knows that you can run cars on water. And they're running cars on hydrogen. That's basically water. Water is composed of two elements: hydrogen, which is what the cars run on, and oxygen. And we were trying to tell them for the longest time, and they were, you know, and now it's like, now they're running cars on hydrogen. Right? People are so freaking dumb, dude. So why can't they believe there's free energy? Who the hell do they think they are? They're freaking nobodies. Nikola Tesla invented the device. You're going to argue with that? He invented free energy. And or discovered it. And so yesterday I got into a really an argument, but I was telling this dude over at the charging stations. It's called Charge Point. That's where I got all these different things, charging places. You've heard of Tesla superchargers, right? That's one of them. They've also got this one called Charge Point, and these are all over town. Superchargers are mostly by the interstates, and those are like hundreds of times more powerful than these level 2 chargers. And just let me check my signal. So yeah, I'm getting a late start. I'd have liked to have done this earlier, but it was so cold this morning. I just could not do my routine. And then I turned on the hot water so that it could warm up a little bit, and I forgot to turn it back off. So by the time I came over here, all my hot water was gone. Here we go. View channel. Just making sure the signal is good. Okay, I see there's some people in here. Levi, thanks for leaving a comment. So I just monitor myself here. Okay, it's getting a little bit weird. Okay, so I'll just have to leave it there. Right there. I have to turn that way to look at it. And I can see that things getting dark. Okay, so I got in this kind of like argument. I told the guy yesterday when I was making a video, I went up to the store, which I should go right now because I forgot to get all kinds of stuff. But I don't want to be just driving crazy until, I cross some hurdles. And but I just got a deal on some solar panels. So I want to take off and go grab these solar panels and get it started. Okay? This charging your vehicle with free energy. This device I want to build that, as right now, it is non-existent because the people are in Dumblesville land. Anyway, so um I'm trying to charge the car, and the damn machine did not work after they told me that it worked. 3 times I've had this issue over in Lemoore. There's no charging infrastructure in Lemoore. The people in Lemoore, the citizens, are getting bent. They've got 2 chargers in that town. The whole town, a military town. You'd think they would be smarter than that and stand up against this being bent, right? And so because of this predicament, I was between a Tesla and I don't know what this car was, but then a BMW pulled up, and I documented it all. I video recorded live stream their license plates, which 2 of them didn't have a license plate on the front. And they both had handicap signs on their license plate. And anyhow, so after I argued with this guy, I told him, I said, do you guys have cameras in these machines and you're watching me and shutting them off? Because I'm a civil rights activist, and I suspect that it's big oil behind it. Some freaking bozo over there is freaking messing around on the computer, shutting these things down on me. I said, do you have a camera in here and you're watching me? And so he was polite about it and everything. And I told him, I want you to send this message up to your higher ups, not in such words. I couldn't really find the right words to say it, but I think he got the message. I told him, I want you to tell your upper ups that I'm being targeted and these machines are being shut down on me because I think you have a camera in there watching me, because I'm a civil rights activist and I'm for clean energy. And I think your company has been bought out by big oil because they can buy this company out at the drop of a hat and freaking sink it. Right? I wasn't that rude, but I wasn't being very um, cordial either. And but he was uh, understanding, and he said he took it down and he wrote a case number and everything like this. So I'm documenting it, but I made it my own documentation by recording the whole thing on live stream. And so because of this, I had to wait there for 1/2 hour, not knowing if these people are going to even show up and pick up their cars, because there's nobody in the cars getting charged. And so finally, um, the person in the Tesla shows up, and he takes off. And so I'm going to grab the charger, because that's the only charger that was working, was the one he was hooked up to, and the one over here that another lady was waiting for too. So by this time there was 2 of us waiting. And so he takes off, and I go over to grab the handle to start charging my car, and he had forgot to hit the done, because after you're done charging, it shows you how much they charged you and all the kilowatts and how long you were there and everything like that. And so you just press done and it erases your screen gets ready for the next person. But he had forgot to hit the done, so I saw all his information, how many watts he used and how much they charged him. So those Teslas, they'll charge up. My car, I usually charge up $1.50, $2 or $3 at the to take it from completely empty to completely topped off full is $5. But these Teslas have more than 10 times capacity, which is to say, my car holds about 16 kilowatts. A Tesla will hold 100 kilowatts. So that's basically 8 times more. And so, that Tesla could have been there all day long, right? It could have been, and I told the guy, I said, these Teslas could be here all 10 hours before they're fully charged. We don't know when this person's coming back. But the other guy was on a fast charger. So that charges really fast. So this person's probably going to be back, because then they're going to start charging him for parking, which costs more than the electricity, so that you get your butt out of there for the next person, right? Out of courtesy. And and so um so he shows up and he takes off, and he forgot to hit the done thing. So I went over there to press the done, but before I pressed done on his screen, I looked at it and I noticed he charged up $18. And right there in Lemoore, I told you the citizens in Lemoore are getting freaking bent. They're getting bent over. They're paying 3 times more than what you would pay if you charged in Hanford, California, which is 8 miles down the road. And they have all kinds of chargers. A dozen or 2 dozen chargers in Hanford. And so, right there alone, if he would have charged in Hanford, he would have paid 9 times 3. He would have paid $6 if he would have charged in Hanford. But because he's in Lemoore, where they are freaking bending over the citizens, have only 2 chargers in the whole freaking town, he did not pay $6 that he would have paid in Hanford if he had charged in Hanford. He paid $18, 3 times more. Okay? And so he apparently put in about 30 kilowatts. And his car probably takes anywhere from 50 to 100 kilowatts. So he just put in enough to probably make it to Fresno or Stockton or something, right? And he was good. He's ready to take off. But he showed up and he unplugged and he took off. And I saw how much fuel, how much electricity he used, and it was $18 worth. So if they're paying, I just told you, the most my car will take is $5. It doesn't accept any more electricity. It only takes 16 kilowatts because it doesn't have that much of a capacity, and hence doesn't have very much range. And this is what poor people have to deal with. But And I'm planning on getting more range. Okay. And so um that $18, double that, $30. If you'd have put in some more, twice as much, that Tesla can take 5 times more. That's why you have these Teslas over here in Avenel, California, where we have a free charger working off of free energy that the federal government gave the county, gave them money to buy this for us to use these free chargers specifically for low income communities. Yet you have these people driving $50,000 Teslas going up there and charging their vehicles so that nobody else can charge their vehicles. The poor people can't charge their vehicles because their car is plugged into it 10 hours out of the day from sun up to sundown right now. Nobody else can use that. They're draining all the power out of it. When these cars can completely charge 100,000 watt hour in about 30 minutes, where these cars that I have, it will not charge that fast. It can't accept the energy. It can only accept 10 or 20,000 watts. A Tesla can accept 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 watts. Completely charge up in a half hour. If they'd take their ass down to the supercharger that's right out on the interstate and pay maybe $30 or $40. No, they come over here and usurp all the freaking energy that was originally intended for the poor people. That's why they're doing it. Because they're cheap. Freaking stingy, selfish. And that's freaking shameless. To be taking stuff from, there's poor people around here. You have enough money to buy a $50,000 Tesla and you're over there freaking taking all their freaking free energy so that they have to go down and pay to get their car charged. That is freaking sick. And so anyway, so you have that price difference just between Hanford and Lemoore. But here's the kicker. Okay. California has, it's like the third largest money producing place. It's like the fifth largest. It could be its own country. If it was its own country, it would be the fifth largest economy in the world. Okay? So why are we paying the most for electricity than anybody else in the nation, second only to Hawaii? Okay? So this person in the Tesla who charged his car, and I don't think that's going to change until the poor people catch on, because it's not that big of a deal for, people who have $100,000 or more. They're making $100,000 a year. It's not on their mind. They're thinking about something else. They don't have time to, they're stingy enough to cheat people, to use up all their electricity, getting there before the poor people have a chance to do that. But they're not concerned enough with it to really think about the issue affecting everyone here with overpricing the energy. And so this person who charged his car for $18. Where's my calculator? You know that could have been easily $30 if he had put twice in there. I'm just guessing. I've never driven one of these cars, so I don't know. I don't care about it, not until it affects me. But let me see here. So the electricity there is 61 cents. This thing won't. It needs a new battery. 61. Yeah, 5 times, 5.5 times. That dude who paid $18, it could have been 30, but I'm just going to leave it at 18, okay? 18. If that dude was living in Utah, that $18 that he paid to charge his car would have cost him $3.60. And that's because our utility companies here in California are some greedy ass mofos. We have the highest rates. We have the highest rates anywhere in the nation. Our electricity here, what I charged that car with last night, and it probably put about 14 kilowatts. No, it had 5 when I got here, 4 when I got here. So it put about 12 kilowatts. So 12 times 40, 40 and $4.80. $4.80 it cost me to charge this here. That'll show up on my utility bill. But if we were in Utah, that $4.80 would have cost me probably like 72 cents. Let me check. Yeah, it would have cost me like 96 cents. What we're paying almost $5 for, they're paying $1. That adds up. So these people who are charging Teslas 360 and 360 is $7.20. What they're paying $30 for when they go get $30 of electricity here in Utah, they're paying $7.20 for the same amount of electricity, for the same amount of kilowatts. And I don't think that's going to change until the poor people catch on. Then they're going to start putting pressure on these bozos to bring the price down. Because when you stop and think about it, who is the money going to? The money is going to the people who own the utility company, which is the shareholders, people who buy stock in the utility companies. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So they need to drop the price in half right now. Down from 40 cents to 20 cents right now. I don't know who makes that stuff happen, but they need to start making that stuff happen, because we're paying 5 times more for our utilities than they are in Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah. We pay 5 times more. Why? Okay. And so now, this is dragging on. Wow, somebody's leaving long messages. Moving on to the bread dilemma. 90 8% of all the tortillas available on the market are made with garbage ass flour. And so I don't believe they're using organic flour. And I believe the reason why they're using the garbage flour is not just because of shelf life and cheap ingredients. They don't give a crap about that. They give a crap about when you get sick later on and they freaking rake in the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they funnel out of the government from you being on freaking Medi-Cal. How do you think they're the second largest industry? It's not about the shelf life or the cheap ingredients. It's to make you freaking not well. They're not stupid. They're freaking criminals. You don't think the criminals know how to do a hustle? And so I think they're bullshitting the people. They're taking the regular tortillas. Who's going to catch them? They're taking the regular tortillas and throwing them in a package that says organic and putting them out there in the market. Who's going to check them? Who's going to test them? They don't even tell you where they're getting their wheat from. Why should they give a damn about it? And if anybody says anything, they're going to blame it on one of the workers. Oh, he put the wrong bag. These bags are for the ordinary ones. They weren't for the other ones. They just blame it. And even if they do get caught, nothing's going to happen to them because it's a corporation. A corporation is its own entity. There's no person who takes responsibility for any harm doing. It's the corporation that takes responsibility. It is by law. It is an entity. It is the fall guy. That's how stupid our laws are. And so now moving on to the bread. There's only going to be one way that you're going to ensure that you're getting organic ingredients in your tortillas, and I'll tell you that in a minute after I talk about the bread. Okay, the bread, I picked up some bread yesterday that is organic. Okay, it's supposedly Italian type bread, which I have to go get some more. But I don't want to buy any too soon because I got a grip of it right now. I bought two loaves of bread. Well, this morning I went out there and checked because I couldn't check last night. It was too cold. So I went and I checked the bread to find, read the label. And it turns out that this bread, and I had some, I made garlic bread this morning, but I need to buy myself a skillet so it'll come out a lot better than using the little pan that I have, the little Teflon pan, because I had to cut them up into half pieces for them to even fit in the small pan. And they didn't come out crispy, so I need to get a skillet. And so guess where they're coming from? They're coming from clear across the United States. A loaf of bread. Are the people here in California too stupid to know how to make bread? And guess which state it is coming from? It's coming from the state that has more European immigrants than you can shake a stick at. Okay? So if you look at the bread in Europe, the what do they call that? Um, there's a special name. European Union, I guess is what it's called. If you look at the bread in the European Union, they have banned shit that is in our bread. Okay? As if the um what was it? As if the Roundup wasn't bad enough and them stripping every nutritious um ingredient that's in it, stripping it completely 100%, stripping it of all nutrients that they're going to feed your ass here in the United States and put back into it freaking their own freaking man-made synthetic bullshit. Okay? Some of the crap that they're putting in the most famous things that are used to make your donuts and your pizza here in the United States is banned in the European Union. Namely, one of them, not to mention enriched flour, which is absolute freaking garbage. In 90% of all your freaking pastries and bread and pizza, donuts, your donut shops, they're all using this crap. 99.8% of all your tortillas on the shelf use this crap ass freaking flour. This shouldn't even be called flour. And it's banned in Europe. It's called potassium bromate. And they're putting it in your shit that they're feeding you here in the United States. Banned in China, banned in Europe, banned in Peru, banned in Brazil. And so I think the only way you're going to get these freaking bozos to stop putting this shit in the bread and the tortillas and the cakes, the pies, the pasta, the spaghetti, the macaroni and cheese, it's all made with wheat. The only way to get these freaking bozos to stop putting this shit in your food is to ban freaking enriched flour from being sold in the United States. Otherwise, they're going to be putting it in there. They don't give a shit. Nobody's checking it. The strong arm of the law that's supposed to protect you is protecting them. They bought them out. That is their strong arm. It has to be banned, or they're going to keep using it and putting it in bags that say organic. They're criminals. What do you expect from them? Enriched flour has to be banned in the United States because we can't trust these freaking devil-ass criminals. And as far as what I know, the best flour to use, I guess it's going to be here in the United States. Over there in Europe, they use different brands. They use a different brand of flour. You wouldn't recognize it. But here, I guess the best flour you can trust is called King Arthur. And it's actually on the shelves at Walmart. Okay? So if you're going to make tortillas, Want to play it safe? Just buy King Arthur flour, and King Arthur wheat flour, and yeah, there's too much of it. It's too prevalent in our society. It's too much of a temptation for them to freaking put that shit in your food because they know it's going to F you up in the long run. And they're just waiting for you to rake that money in on you being not well. It's too much of a freaking temptation for them. You have to ban it. Ban the enriched flour. Okay? And and that third country that I was thinking about last night for the nude beaches where they have millions of people who walk nude on the beach, men and women, everybody naked, millions and millions of them in France, Germany, and Brazil. Okay. So, 200 watt, paying more. Oh, okay. The free energy device that I want to build, which is also known as solar energy, to charge your vehicle. And that way you don't have to pay $5. Like I just paid $5 to charge that car overnight. I could have it charging right now off this device that I want to build. So I just found some solar panels, and I can get the whole 1,000 watt solar panels for like under $100 for 1,000 watts. 1,400 watts, 1,400 watts, $90. So that's what I'm planning on going and picking up. Okay. So as soon as I get that, we'll be, so much closer. Because as of right now, I have 0 components to build this device. So I just saw the thing for sale, and I've already contacted the person. So I'll probably be going down there and pick them up. I just got to figure out how many Nissan Leaf. Okay, so I saw someone today on these short YouTube live feeds, and she was saying that we all need to unite and stand up against the real culprit. And you'll get a lot of people. You get thousands and thousands of people. Probably hundreds of thousands of people who will jump on board with that. And well, I think it'll be kind of, if you had that many people coming together to do something like that, it'd be chaos because nobody knows what the hell they're doing. They would just infiltrate the crowds with agent provocateurs and completely freaking sabotage it. And so I don't think that would work at all. Not only that, but if by some miracle, some God send miracle. The people were actually able to organize and focus their efforts to a common goal. You would be met with freaking tear gas and freaking lethal stuff. Because it's just like people who are in the workplace. Certain people who have been in the workplace have been there because they're freaking mafia. They're like a pack of wolves. They'll use every, like a psychopath or sociopath, they'll use every tactic they can to keep their position there, to protect their financial standing or whatever, to keep their job, their position there. And it'll start off light, joking, and they'll try every tactic they can till, if it comes down to it, their freaking true colors rear its ugly head, and they are absolute violent freaking thugs. And this is what the U.S. government will unleash on you. Okay? They will take you out. That's why I say to learn about history and watch this documentary. You can get the DVD on Amazon. Don't bother looking for it on YouTube, because everybody and their mamas is talking about this on YouTube. And it's agent provocateurs putting it out there. They're sabotaging it. Don't even waste your time. They've already attacked it on the only where you can still find it right now. I don't know if there's DVD places that you watch your movies. I haven't watched TV in over 25 years. The only place you can get it is on Amazon right now, but I don't think it's going to be there very long, because just like they pulled Aaron Russo's Mad as Hell off the market, and they pulled Fred Hampton, the murder of Fred Hampton, off, it's going to be next. Okay? So get it while you can. They're not expensive. But whatever way you watch your DVDs, watch this documentary, and it'll show you how everybody was coming together. And the evil one, the rulers who are Lucifer and the fallen angels, if you want to find out who their names are, first and last names, people who are being summoned into court right now, read David Icke's book, The Biggest Secret, in particular, chapter 16. And you'll see he names them by name. He wrote the book 25 years ago and nobody listened to him. He's the one who told you that the freaking pandemic was a freaking scam. And they booted him off YouTube for 5 years. He just barely got back onto YouTube. He's been telling you these people are Lucifer and the fallen angels, who he calls reptilian shapeshifters. I call them Lucifer and the fallen angels. The extraterrestrials. He's been telling you who they are for 25 years. And the people are barely starting to catch on now. The book is not fiction. It is non-fiction. Okay? And so that's who these people were fighting. And how did they put it out? It was everybody coming together, the hippies, the Latinos, the Chicanos, the Cubanos, the Puerto Ricans, China. They were all coming together, standing up against this freaking beast who's been ruling the people from day one, making them slaves. It's Lucifer and the fallen angels. It's your leaders. They're the ones who put it out by using the TV and the military. And you stand up against them, and they'll do the same thing to you in a hot New York minute when it comes down to it. Okay? So watch the movie. It's called The Weather Underground. The persons who made this is Sam Green and Bill Siegel. The Weather Underground. You can find it on Amazon. Okay, so in closing, this dilemma that we have that is not really an issue right now because the poor people haven't caught on. Okay? But this issue that we're having right now, the people in the city council, the people who are running the city, and the people in the county who are running the county. This solar charger that they put in these low income communities, I'm talking about this one that's here, cost $70,000 and the damn thing does not even work. That's freaking gross freaking negligence. You buy a device for $70,000 and then you don't even have them come down and check the freaking batteries in it. It's just sitting out there rotting. And now you have these Teslas pull up, not giving the poor people a chance to get some of that free energy to charge their vehicles because there's no rules out there limiting the amount you can be there. There should be a sign with rules: 1 hour charging, 2 hour charging, 3 hours at the max, and then start writing these mofos up. Get the cops out there, start handing out some citations. And so I think what will help solve this problem of these people who have the wherewithal to take their ass out to the freeway and charge their car instead of using up all the energy that the lower income people like moi, I have to charge my car here, pay $5. It's difficult for poor people to pay that. Is build a freaking supercharger or a fast charger in these towns where you've deployed these free energy solar chargers for low income communities. Deploy a fast charger so these mofos with these Teslas can take their ass down there and fast charge their car. They can afford to pay $20, right? And most of them will elect to do that anyway because it's fast. We need a fast charger to protect the poor people against these freaking vultures, these selfish freaking vultures who are draining these $70,000 units that were put there for low income people. And we need a fast charger. There's the difference between a fast charger and a supercharger. A fast charger I could actually use, and that charges my car fast. But a supercharger charges extremely fast, like 10 times faster. So where you would be charging your car for 1 hour, sitting in your car charging for 1 hour, these superchargers will charge those cars in about 10 minutes. Okay? 10 minutes and they're down the road. And so we need one right here in between Avenel and Lemoore. This is the road that all these people in these Teslas take because they work at the prison. You can't afford a Tesla working out in the fields. Okay? So they're all coming from, 90% of them are coming from Lemoore or Hanford because they don't want to live in a one-horse town. So they're driving their Teslas. There needs to be a fast charger right where they intersect with the Interstate 5. When they're coming down, it's called the Avenel Cutoff. Comes in between the 198, which is Lemoore, the Lemoore Naval Air Station, and Avenel. This is the road they take to get to the prison. That's where they work at. When they come up to the stop sign to take the road coming into town, right there on that corner, Interstate 5 and Highway 269, there's a great big travel center that all the 18-wheelers use. This travel center. You can't hardly see it. If you drive by, you wouldn't even know it's there. But it's there. And there should absolutely be a fast charger right there. Because it would be being used all the time. They're going to be making money off of it. You'll never be able to use it. It'll be being used all the time. So why isn't it there? I contend it's the freaking bozos 15 or 20 miles down the road with all the superchargers who are keeping it from being there because they don't want the people charging there. They want them to go up and use their chargers. There needs to be a charger right here. It's 5 miles out of town in Avenel. They need to build it ASAP pronto. And that way, maybe these persons who are coming over here and leaving their cars charged all day long at the free charger, the solar panel, working off of free energy, solar energy, they could charge your car right there. Okay, so that's all I've got. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out from the San Joaquin Valley in California. Yeah, the one girl, she's getting on there and she's telling everybody to come together. That's a good idea, but you got to understand the opposition. And to understand the opposition, you need to read Agents of Repression by Ward Churchill and watch the documentary America's War on Black America, or the FBI's War on Black America, and watch the documentary COINTELPRO 101. Okay? To start. Because it's not easy, right? You're dealing with Lucifer and the fallen angels. Thanks for tuning in, signing out on this Saturday morning. I'm getting a late start. Oh, Sir John, are you trying to get banned or what? For my or what are you going to? Okay, here's one. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm just seeing if I'm gonna boot someone out here. Okay, I'm gonna boot this one person, Sir John, a lot. You trying to act like the boogeyman, or just are you just an idiot? So you're banned. Whoops. Let me go in here and ban this idiot.